All right. Har this band, this German black metal band, have released their second full length after, I think the first one came out in 2009, and it's just one guy. And really, there's no legacy here that a lot of people are going to remember. You're not going to hear this band written about for the ages for most people. I think I found one zine interview from a Lithuanian zine back in it must have been 2010 or so, and couldn't get the full thing to sort of get any context here. So we're not talking about a like a long lost classic band reprising or coming back. This is not a comeback album. It's just an interesting record that comes from a very traditional place and sort of reprises where the project had been going throughout the 2000s. So, and that was 20 years ago. So you won't find that Zapar has changed, the main artist involved here, has changed a lot about his modus. The sound is a little bit more professional. It is a raw black metal album um, in terms of the recording. So rather than pick through German black metal history and find equivalents and really not finding the needing to find those equivalents to describe this, we really are getting uh, earlier Burzum and Darkthrone in most of the, you know, his discography. Uh, so this record doesn't, how can I put it? The direction that the artist was heading in back in 2009 isn't really necessarily picked up directly. There were slower, easier beats on that 2009 album. It was it wasn't really touching upon the like what was popular at the time in Germany, which was depressive black metal. Uh, but you definitely got the feeling that it could have gone there if he was interested in that shit. So we don't necessarily get that feeling here, but we do get about three songs up front, which are slower. They feel like they're building doom metal riffs, the sort of triad riffs there, where uh, the atmosphere is very important to what they're doing, but the guitar tone is distinctly aiming for that like 1993 pre-Transylvanian Hunger like guitar scream. And in terms of the distortion applied to it and how it resonates in the room with the drums and all that. So it's a great sounding album. It's a very classic sounding album, but these compositions are a little bit more involved. Not technical by any means, but the 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 resonance of the way the guitar flings around in space is considered, and it's cool. It's a very classic way of playing black metal, and it's an easy thing to pick up in that sense. So I think my problem with this record isn't the sound, and it isn't really anything to do with style. I think this is just a classic, uh, like early 2000s take on early 90s black metal, and the promise that it sort of left behind for fame in the mid 90s. But the issue is with a somewhat inconsistent feeling track list or running order, where the first half of it is very much on the same team, and then they hit a very raw sounding track, which sounds like it was just pulled from the rehearsal demo that was released earlier this year. And then there's two more tracks which are a little bit less thought through. They're just more bludgeoning. They're sort of that 1993 Dark Throne way of just kind of cranking out a piece and being pleased with how it came out. So uh, I don't have a problem with that. I enjoyed it quite a bit, obviously. Um, but this is going to be a record for people who really want that sort of 1992, 93 feeling in their black metal. And for some people, that will be an early 2000s feeling for German black metal. So figure that out for yourself. really, it's just a good black metal album with a little bit of an inconsistent track list. So more details and probably a better description in the actual written review. So check that out and see if that's your kind of thing.